Alrighty, so this is going to be the discussion number 4. I'm Dallas Gonzalez.
Cheyenne Burton.
Alrighty, so let's get started. So, what are some other ticket sales strategies beyond the ones that we discussed that sports organizations can incorporate to kind of incentivize fans to maybe purchase season tickets or like a certain ticket pack or something like that? Do you have anything?
Um, no, you could go ahead.
All right. So I think something like giving them something like on-field experiences or something like signed or autographed memorabilia, something like that where they can't really get anywhere else. So it's something special to them rather than just getting like a discount or something like that. Just because a lot of I can for any company can discount anything, but not a lot of companies can offer you a certain experience that you can probably only do once or twice in your whole life. So something like that I think could definitely bring in people to maybe purchase season tickets or some sort of ticket pack. Also we talk about this a lot in our sport marketing class, but people pay for convenience. So if there's some like in your season tickets, if there's some sort of package to where you get like food and free parking and stuff like that, instead of having to do it on unless instead of having to actually go to the game, buy your ticket, pay for parking, you have to go wait in the lines for the concession stand, stuff like that. If there's like a package of, your parking's included, so you don't have to worry about that. When you get to the game, there's people who will bring you food, so you don't have to worry about waiting in lines or anything like that. And, I think more people would buy into that too, just because of the whole convenience factor. But
Um,
yeah, got anything to add, or you want to move to the next one?
I did have something that
Yeah,
was going through my head while you were talking,
yeah.
but it just so spaced out on me.
All right, maybe we can get back to that one, but we can move on to another one. And if you think of it, just kind of chime in, and we can go back to that one. But how will having digital tickets impact high school athletics? About this is about that article saying how
Oh yeah, it
they
was
partnered.
like more convenient for people.
Yeah,
Um, and then also um,
I guess just do you think it'll impact it like positively or more negatively? Like what side do you think it'll?
well, because everything is being digitalized
Yeah,
or with technology, it would be more convenient
yeah,
just because, like parents and stuff. Um, well, I guess, well, not even parents. I guess other people that will want to go and don't want to have to, just like the waiting in line deals and
yeah.
stuff like that, be able to already have their ticket and instead of just sitting there waiting, you could get your stuff already and stuff, and you already be set for the game pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I think it kind of like I was talking about. It kind of just refers to that convenience factor, not having to wait in line or do any of that kind of mess. And so I mean, I think it can go both ways. I feel like it could be positive, like you said, because technology, that's kind of the mainstream now for ticketing. And also, if someone wants to come and watch the game from out of town or something like that, and they don't want to get there last minute, or they have no one to get them the tickets beforehand, it could be an easier way for them to kind of just purchase them online and go from there. At the same time, though, I think um, if it's just digital, it kind of takes away the factor of because I remember when I was in high school, like us students, we could go to like to the athletic department beforehand and just go and just get tickets and however many we wanted, and I can get them discounted for like my parents and stuff like that if we got them before a certain date. So I
See,
think
I think that would be like for like certain schools because when I was doing it,
yeah,
they would we didn't get like tickets to give to our parents or
yeah.
family or whatnot. They had to come and do the whole line thing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess in that aspect, like what you're saying, it'll make it more convenient just so they don't have to do any of that. But just from like coming from my experience, I feel like it could kind of throw it off too. So I don't know. I think it could be both good and bad. It just kind of depends on the situation. But I mean, I think more places are moving towards that. Not this isn't necessarily a problem at the high school level, but just because of like people printing fake tickets and stuff like that and selling them.
Right.
And I know that the Vikings strictly only do electronic tickets now for that reason. So, I mean, like I said, high school athletics, I mean, no one's going to be making fake tickets and selling them just because of that. But, I mean, I think it's definitely something that the industry is moving towards. So,
Oh yeah.
alrighty. So, if the team, so if we're working for a team and there's tickets and we're trying to sell tickets and the team we're working for, just isn't really competitive, what kind of stuff can we do for the fans to keep them engaged and kind of still make sure that they will spend their money to come to our games, so keeping our attendance up?
Well, when I was reading the article, it was saying something about like crediting for next year's tickets or
Yeah.
ticket holders or something, so it'll be cheaper for next year. So it'll be like credited to their account or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So I think you're talking about like if the team isn't doing good or whatever, getting that refund.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely something that can keep them incentivized to still buy, and if they don't like the product that's put out, they can always backtrack on that. I still think because like I said, referring back to my sport marketing class, we looked at tickets for like teams, so average ticket prices for teams, and for the NBA, the top two highest ticket prices were the Lakers and the Knicks, who haven't really been good in the past couple years. So it's kind of crazy to see that they still have the highest tickets, which means that
Uh,
people are still paying that price, which means they're still filling the seats. So something, they're doing something to keep those people in the seats. And I think it could be something along the lines of just the culture at the stadium. They're treating their fans well. They're making sure they're always accommodated, even if they aren't a good team. And also, I feel like it's that nostalgia factor to where the Lakers used to be good, and it's cool to be like, oh yeah, I'm in the arena where this great guy used to play or this guy used to play. So I think that kind of plays into it too.
oh yeah. Just adding on that. Just like you said, they're doing something to make them want to come back, even if they're not doing so good.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like um, the performances that they be putting on, or like recognition that some people get, or like or little things that they do there. Like the Timberwolves have that little basketball thing
Yep.
that you could play.
Yep.
Little things like that. Just like you said, the environment of it, it's probably what makes them want to keep going
Yeah.
back.
Exactly. Like if they're not winning, like it's still a family friendly, like fun event, so you can still take your family there and still have a fun night,
Right.
regardless the team wins or loses. You can't really control that, but you can control, what kind of atmosphere you set for your fans. And like I said, being how good you are to them and making sure all their needs are met. And I definitely think that's a good thing to get them coming back. But
Right.
so this kind of goes off of what we talked about at first. Or do you think money back guarantees can help or hurt sales for tickets? And what are some advantages and disadvantages of giving money back if the play isn't good or if you don't have a good experience?
Um. Well, the disadvantage to that is that you'll be giving up a great deal of your revenue.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess an advantage would be that um, I don't know, people would.
Do you think they would
Uh,
feel like more comfortable buying the tickets knowing that that's there? Like,
yeah, that's what I was trying to say. You said it
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. I definitely agree with that too. Just because it's like it's just that thing lingering in the back. If I don't have a great time or if this need of mine wasn't taken care of, I always know that there's that money back guarantee thing.
Right,
To,
but then you also don't want, people to take advantage of that and be like, they have a
yeah,
good time, but then they go back and be like, hey, I didn't have a good time. I want my
yeah,
money back.
yeah. I'm actually glad you said that because I was actually gonna make that point too. If there has to be some sort of thing to kind of weed that out to where people don't take advantage of it because that was going to be the big disadvantage that I wanted to talk about was what you just said, people taking advantage of it, which you can't really regulate that just because you kind of taking people on their word. Um, I guess if you notice that they do that and they keep coming back to the games, something may be off there just because, hey, if you didn't have a good time, and then you keep coming back or you keep complaining, obviously we need to fix that. But at the same time, that I feel like that would be a red flag, knowing, hey, well, you keep coming back, so something must be good. So
Right.
something like that. But I definitely think, like we talked about, there's an advantage of just knowing that, we if fans truly don't have a good time, we have that to give it to them, and hopefully that keeps them satisfied, and maybe that time they aren't happy, but maybe that we can keep our relationship with that fan, and hopefully they can come back at a future date, and we can hopefully have them enjoy their time and enjoy the product that we put out for them. So I definitely think there's both advantages and disadvantages to the idea.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
So for the last one, so hopefully this isn't too long, but with websites that offer, secondary ticket programs like StubHub and stuff like that, where you could kind of buy tickets off people. So where season ticket holders can sell tickets to games that they aren't really able to attend. You as a consumer, do you think it makes it easier of a decision when buying like season tickets or like an extended team pack? Or better yet, do you think this helps the sales of season long ticket packs? So like maybe more people are more inclined to like people who are on the fence about it. Maybe if you offer, with these programs out, maybe they will buy the season tickets, knowing that they probably can't make every game, but they can sell the ones they can't go to, and maybe that's a decision factor. I don't know. What do you think?
Uh, yeah, that's probably what something I would probably do if I was to
Yeah,
buy a season packet
yeah,
is to pick out the games I won't go to and
yeah,
sell them on the secondary websites.
yeah.
Um, or they could I think would be pretty nice for people to make their own season packets. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, no. So they have. I don't think they have that for season tickets because that's the whole thing. But they do have. Like I was actually just looking at Timberwolves stuff, and they have a 10 game pack. It's called, and you can kind of pick and choose which ones you want for 10 games, and you can pick your price range, and then there's like certain amenities that come with it. So if you buy this, you get burgers and hot dogs and drinks and all that stuff. So it's kind of I'm like a weird kind of I keep saying is that convenience type thing. It's so I guess if you were gonna buy season tickets, and you were on the fence about it, would you buy them knowing about these programs? Just like you'd be able to kind of sell off the certain ones you can't make. Would that make your mind more at ease?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think that too. Most of the time, I feel like people who buy season tickets split them anyways. But for the rare people who do just buy the whole thing for themselves and whatever the ones they can't sell off or give to family members or whatever, I definitely think it's a good idea for them to sell them off, or it at least brings their mind at ease knowing that there's stuff like that. Um, like because maybe beforehand, 10, 20 years ago, when programs like that maybe didn't exist, you would have people standing in front of the stadium selling the tickets, having to waste their time doing that.
Yep.
And it's like, well, now you don't even have to do that. You can kind of just sell them off. So I think the advancement of technology, like you were talking about earlier, that's definitely something that helps that out. But
That was a really good point because you do see a lot of the peoples out there standing. Well, you did
yeah,
because I don't really see them as much as I used to.
yeah, exactly. So it's kind of a dwindling thing. So and also a lot of times, if you're scalping or whatever, it could be illegal. But
Oh, yeah, that's true
if you're
too.
selling them over price, like, the price higher. But I mean, yeah, so it definitely takes that effect out of it, and it kind of just like I said, leaves a person at ease knowing like, hey, if I can't go to this game, I can put it on StubHub. Hopefully, it can get sold. If not, whatever. But it gives me the opportunity to do that. So I definitely think it's a good thing. But alrighty, so that's discussion number 4.